Um, so there's going to be some background noise because everybody's asleep, so I had to put the mic volume up. But yeah, I'm gonna react to definitely Dante being revealed, and yeah, I gotta be quiet. It's midnight, everybody's asleep, stuff like that. So I'll start recording again when the direct actually starts. Let's go. Okay, it should start about now, I'm hoping. I can't get my foot in time. Come on. Come on, Sakurai. Come on, Sakurai. Do it. I'm watching you, Sakurai. I want to reach. Stop.
Hello everyone, I'm Masahiro Sakurai, director of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from Sora Limited.
I'll keep it a bit down.
We'll be using today's showcase to give you a first look at our next DLC fighter. Actually, hardly anyone knows what we'll be announcing today, even among Nintendo staff worldwide. The development team and other stakeholders have been working on this fighter with the utmost secrecy, which means other Nintendo staff around the globe will only start making preparations for release after the showcase has been broadcast. So, it won't be available right away. Please understand that it will take a little time. I think even many Nintendo employees will be surprised to see this and say, wow, really?
Come on.
So, let's all share in the fun of getting our hands on the latest information. However, even if you say, that's not the character I was picturing, I hope you don't have any hard feelings. We prepared a fighter reveal video. Once it starts, I think you'll figure out who it is pretty quickly. Now, let's do this.
Is what freaking Dante tell us? Come on. Bro, it's fun. Fire him, or they're doing a fake out. I think
time has finally
this is just the original.
to unleash the forbidden spell of Zaharat.
This is like the original cutscene. Either this is freaking Fire Emblem, or there's gonna be a fake out. Come on. Yes, this freaking God or whatever. I can't remember what it is.
What were you thinking, charging right into an enemy's trap? As you and I are one, I too am trapped within this void. In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be.
Yes, yes.
Are you prepared to die?
This is the original thingy. No.
I thought as much. I also do not wish to die. And yet...
Friggin' sword comes out, boy.
There is no other choice.
Wait, is it like separate? That would be cool, I
You
guess.
must join Smash.
So Byleth.
Join Smash Brothers already! What in the world are you waiting for?
So joining Smash consumes even the darkness itself.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have a cool moveset, I know. Their models look okay. Oh, it's cool.
So you return, and sooner than expected. I see. Too many swordsmen, are there? And you wield the sword as well? What will you do?
Too many swordsmen. Yes, we know there's gonna go by.
So that is how you plan to win the day?
What?
So be it. I reward your
What did we
cleverness
do?
this time.
What? What's that? Sonic Heroes? Dude. Oh, it's not. A Fire Emblem character without a sword. Oh my god. That's cool. But okay. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh.
Of anyone, you should be
Dude, it's
looking into the
Link.
hero's relics.
It's Corin. It's who does a circle down smash? I don't know.
Superior reach.
It's cool. Wait, are they gonna be two separate? No, they're not two separate characters.
Overwhelming power.
That's cool.
Unleash the blinding speed of Fail Not.
It's just a single neutral special.
Along with the sword of the creation. Each weapon matches a direction.
Okay, it's pretty cool. It's cool. Okay, nice map.
Your will and mine be now as one.
Pretty good detail. Oh, let's see this.
To you.
What?
Both
2D
sides of time are
image?
revealed.
A 2D image
First
talking.
smash.
Okay.
Show the world.
That's it. Well, that's cool. It's cool. I guess. Nice. Very nice.
Yes,
Sakura.
there you have it. Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses is joining the battle.
Yes.
Fire Emblem Three Houses was released just last summer, so it's still very new. Even so, you'll soon be able to play as them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This release is planned for January 28th. You'll have instant access if you have the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass, and it will also be available for purchase individually. In case you're not familiar with Fire Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few things, so don't worry. First off, what is Fire Emblem? It's really hard to pronounce in Japanese. The producer said it's okay if I just say Fire Emblem. But when writing it, if you don't write Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem police will come and get you, so please be careful.
Oh yeah, in Japanese. And
The series' first entry launched in Japan on the Famicom in 1990. You could say it was a pioneer in the genre of tactical role-playing games. You might be wondering what makes it particularly tactical. Well, it's tactical in that it simulates combat.
You use tactics.
You can think of it as moving pieces in a board game.
Silly
Or in other words, a game in which you advance units across a grid and battle.
Okay.
When we talk about tactical games of that era, there were lots of ones in which you command tanks, aircrafts, and so on. But Fire Emblem was unique because each unit was a specific character, sort of like in role-playing games.
That's pretty cool.
Plus, something made it stand out from other Nintendo products.
What is it?
Characters could permanently die. That's pretty direct
Kind of
language, though,
changed
so
it
perhaps we
recently.
should just say they're sleeping with the fishes.
Bruh.
But really, if a character fell in battle, you'd lose that unit. They'd be gone and you couldn't use them again.
That's true. I suppose.
Recent entries in the series maintain this concept of permadeath to some degree in classic mode and what have you. But a lot of games now allow
Destroying
strategic withdrawals,
recent
so to
Fire
speak.
Emblem.
In the older games, your units would really be gone, never to be mentioned again.
Dude, that guy's
Scary.
groovy.
The game's stories are told like chronicles of war, with increasingly distinct characters and engrossing scenarios.
Yes.
Several characters also appear in the Super Smash Bros. Series, and 6 of the 7 can use a counterattack. It's their down special.
Yes, I know.
There's actually a reason for this. When I was considering how to incorporate Fire Emblem fighters into Super Smash Bros. Melee, I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game. First comes your opponent's turn. They attack and you counter. Next comes your turn.
Yeah. I guess.
And now, Fire Emblem Three Houses is the 17th game in the series.
That's a lot.
People who aren't Japanese in particular might be thinking, 17 games? There are that many?
Yes, I know.
Well, if you include
English
Fire Emblem
faces,
Heroes
it's
in the remakes,
different.
but you don't include the Satellaview game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, and Fire Emblem Warriors, then it comes out to 17 games. Let's try saying them in the Fire Emblem Can You Say It challenge.
What?
I'll give it a try.
暗黒竜と光の手、外伝紋章の謎聖戦の系譜トラキア776 封印
Yeah.
する劣化の剣、聖魔の功績、
Okay.
荘園の奇跡、
Okay.
暁の女神、
Okay.
心眼黒竜新紋章、覚醒イフヒーローズ、
Dude,
エコーズ風化
that's
説
There you go.
that's
17.
almost as many. Wait, what? The game did come out in 2017.
変な数え方して
So
ます
you
Stupid
saw how I was
editor.
counting in a weird way, right? I was counting in binary.
つまり
Okay.
これが
This is 0. Fold this here and you get 1, and then you get 2. Then 2 plus 1 equals 3. So this would be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Okay.
And then you get 16. Add 1 and you get 17. Awesome, isn't it?
I guess.
You can actually count up to 31 on one hand. And if you use both hands, you can count all the way up to 1023.
Okay.
畳の数を数えるに
Wow.
は目の数を数える
If you've given up counting the knots in a tatami mat, you could always give it a go.
Try it when
What is Fire Emblem Three Houses?
if a character reveal these
In
stuff,
Japanese, the
telling
male
us
version
how
of
to
the main
count in
character is called
binary.
Bereto and the female version is called Beresu, but in English they share the same name, Byleth. Byleth becomes a professor who ends up leading one of 3 academic houses. Once you've chosen a house, you guide them through their school life, and, well, you end up fighting the other houses.
Yes.
After a certain incident, 5 years pass, and you meet up
A
with your grown-up
shocking
students to battle against the other houses in their regions. It's a very sad game in which your former allies become
Tragic.
enemies, turn hostile, and try to kill you.
You could just like not kill them.
To understand the
It's not that
concept of
hard,
Fire Emblem
dude.
Three Houses, I played an early version of the game before its release.
内容を見てきました
Okay.
これは
I've done the same thing before, with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example,
Okay.
because I couldn't wait until launch to experience it, or we'd have never made it in time.
Sakurai
For
is
that
one
title,
of
I
us.
borrowed an early version of the game for 2 days, ran around all the areas, saw the ending, and realized for the first time, I guess we can't really have Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda as a fighter.
設定することは
No.
初めて分かったりするんです今回も同じような
I did the same this time, but with there being 3 houses and multiple endings, it was really hard to get a feel for it.
Yeah.
And of course, there weren't any walkthroughs I could reference.
Nice.
The game has multiple routes, and the outcome of each is very different.
The music in the background's pretty good.
Your experience will vary depending on the route you choose, and many of the characters you meet will adopt different roles in the story. I'll try to avoid spoilers when I'm talking about the fighter. I hope you'll understand.
So I guess that three
Before my
thingy
demonstration, I
game
should
is
point
3
out
houses.
that when I did the Terry Bogard showcase
Well, it just
video,
didn't mean
I
anything.
mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance. But this time, we have to account for the holidays and such, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video's release.
Oh, okay.
Right now, it's actually November.
That's really
Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished version.
I mean, it didn't really
As
fit
always,
Terry.
I'm using a special in-game camera and such for demonstration purposes. Here I
Okay,
go.
let's see this. Are they the new Joker?
So, this is our new fighter,
So
Byleth.
so. Okay. Folding with.
Sadly, they're lacking in mobility. It's maybe a bit better than Robin's, but that's about all you can say for them.
Robin's like
Throws are not their
freaking
strong point
second
either.
slowest.
Their grab lacks range. But actually, you could say that they're distance demon. The hero's relic they use changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the hero's relics is a weapon that appears in Fire Emblem Three Houses. They look like bones, and there's a reason for that.
Oh, I never realized
First, let's
that.
talk about the weapon Byleth uses for upward inputs, the Sword of the Creator. The Sword of the Creator here is Byleth's default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks,
Nice.
such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip.
Okay.
They also use the sword for dash attacks and other moves. For their up smash attack, they'll whip the sword
Seriously,
upward to
Samus?
launch
Okay.
enemies in the air.
Well, it looks better.
For their up air attack, they'll wave the whip sword overhead.
That's actually pretty good.
The
Very.
hit detection for this attack lasts for a relatively long time. The up special move is really something. The sword extends like this,
Dude,
allowing you
that's
to do
they're
things
coming
like
Joker
this.
already. Oh, okay, no, that's actually good.
It was pretty terrifying how I knocked him into the air with that attack. And in addition,
Ooh.
you can do awful things like this.
Wait, oh, I thought he was in freefall before, but no, that's actually
That
really
said,
cool.
you'll launch opponents upward until their damage reaches a certain percentage.
Oh, so it's, oh yes, so it
Exceed
spikes
that
them when the damage is
percentage and
higher,
you'll need
that's
to be
cool.
careful. You may find it helpful to mid-air dodge.
People keep getting,
I've
going
already
for
shown
clips
this,
and
but you can
stuff.
also use it to latch onto edges.
Just use it to recover.
So
you
that's the
idiots.
up special.
People can,
Now, for the sideways inputs. This is Erdfar, the same name as the weapon from Celtic mythology.
okay. Oh yeah, tilt like
First, we'll
smash
go
attack.
through the forward and back
thing.
air attacks. As you can see, they have a long reach.
So, oh,
Like so.
so that's forward and back, yeah. I thought it was like side special in the air for a second.
Mark's air attack keeps opponents in check too, right?
No. It,
If Byleth does the same thing, you'd win out, so you should be able to beat it.
nice.
Next, the side smash attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here.
Nice. Some good range, good range.
Also, if you add an upward tilt, it will be stronger.
So like little max, I guess.
And
This
if you
does
knock
less
an
damage,
opponent
I
down,
think.
the side attack won't hit unless you add a downward tilt to aim for them.
Does the downward tilt do more damage though?
By the way, the tip of the lance is more powerful.
I guess so.
The shaft part is weaker, so it's not suited to close combat.
Yes.
It won't deal much damage,
That's
and it
okay.
won't launch opponents far.
Not bad, not great.
That's why, as a rule, you want to hit with the blade part aimed upward.
Or actually,
Or downward.
This thing, yeah, this thing could probably do frame.
Next,
Sounds
the
good.
side special move.
If I'm wrong, then
Byleth will simply swing the lance like this, but again, it
Straight
has
reach.
excellent reach. For example, even when your opponent is at this distance, it'll still hit.
I think a big part of that is that you go forward while doing it. So
Actually, you can do a
Might not
smash
be
attack
that
to turn
great.
forward a little, like this.
during smash attacks, what does that mean? What?
But as you'd expect, it can be easily shielded, so be careful.
What did it mean during smash
Use it in
attacks?
midair and you'll carve up a large area.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know, just
Returning to the side air attacks from earlier, they have great horizontal reach, but they lack verticality.
I know.
So this complements it well, although you'll be vulnerable when you land. Now, for the downward inputs. For these, Byleth will use an axe called Emir.
Cool. It's cool.
It's named after a weapon that appears in Yuga
Also
Riddick.
charging. Nice.
First, the down air attack.
Ooh.
It really is strong.
Okay, now that's some power.
You can try for a meteor effect with this attack.
Yes, I think we all knew
Next
that
is the down smash attack.
as soon as we saw it.
A heavy swing of the axe back and forth. As you can see, it has a great deal of launch power. And for the down special,
皆さんこんにちは。
hello everyone, I'm Masahiro Sakura, director of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from Sora Limited. It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon.
Okay, we're back.
Just so you know, if you execute a Falcon Punch at about the same time,
I didn't say anything during that thing before.
it's a bit slower than the Falcon Punch, but due to the super armor effect, you have the advantage,
Okay, super armor, nice.
unless you get grabbed.
Okay.
Another notable aspect is that it lets you pass through platforms.
What?
While you're charging up,
Oh,
you can
okay.
breeze past platforms
That's
like
cool.
this to reach a lower area. It won't let you jump, but you could use it as a surprise attack.
I mean, it doesn't seem very surprising.
Also,
it's
you
still
can turn
so
around
slow.
during the move.
Oh, that's
The swing
better.
takes a while. So if an opponent runs
seems
behind
like
you
it-
during the move, you can quickly change direction.
It seems like it's a worse
Even though
Roy
it can be hard to
neutral
land a hit
special.
with this move,
I
it
don't
can
know.
be really effective when used against a group of
Oh, I
people.
guess that's the power to make up for it.
Plus, even if you fail to land a direct hit, any opponents on the ground nearby will still be launched a little.
Okay. So cool.
It's as if the quaking of the ground launches them.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
By the way, earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series,
Oh,
because
I
you'll just
wonder
get
why.
loads of counters. It hits with that much power in a single attack.
Oh my god.
Counters can
Okay,
actually
sure.
multiply the power of
Instant
block
win.
attacks, and using easily anticipated
Oh, yeah.
attacks like this could just get you hit by counter after counter. Next, we have the neutral moves. The bow you use is called Failnaught, which shares its name with the bow from the Knights of the Round Table.
Nice.
It only appears in a few neutral moves. You've got the neutral air attack. This attack is similar to a move of Pit's and other fighters like
Yeah, I was thinking about
it. It lets you
Pit's.
spin the weapon around.
Is it as bad as Pitts? Oh.
It's also easy to create certain combos with it. And with the neutral special, you'll let loose an arrow.
Link. Okay.
It seems pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
But there are a few noteworthy aspects to this bow. First, the biggest difference between this bow and Link's is that once you enter the command, you can keep charging until it's ready. You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire, the arrow travels at high speed.
So it
It's
can't
also
be
very
versatile.
That said, you can still cancel out of the stance
Okay.
using the shield button.
That's better.
You can also change direction while in the stance.
Okay.
It works
Okay,
up
that's
until this
better.
point, but if you keep holding the button, you'll unleash a powerful arrow that looks like a beam of light.
That's pretty cool.
You can perform this move by keeping the button held down. You charge up power like so,
Can you just keep-
charge a bit more,
Does
and
it
then
automatically
fire.
let go?
But again, you'll need to take care when using this move. For one, when you've powered up the move to its max, there's no way to
Yeah.
cancel out of it. Not even with the shield button.
So I guess you
In
can't
other
keep
words, you're
holding
committed
onto
to
it.
firing it. So you see, a situation like this is
Frick.
pretty terrible.
Dude, the table just got broken.
Once you've entered the stance, you won't be able to do anything. Which means it's quite the risky attack to use
At
against
least you
fighters
have
who have a
candle
move
on
with a
it,
reflector
then it
effect.
would've gone on
But you can
fire.
always just aim into the fray, as it is, after all, a long-range move, letting you deal a sudden blow to opponents.
Yeah.
So you need to
You can
think
keep
carefully
using-
when using this projectile
Wait,
weapon.
will the arrow fall?
Byleth's
over
final smash is
time?
called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game, there's a move
Okay.
called Ruptured Heaven. This is an enhanced version.
Oh. No.
As you can see, you team up with the mysterious Sophist and launch an attack together.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. I'm saying that a lot.
Now, let's talk about the color variations. It's set up so that the default
Now
and
this
odd-numbered
is the
color
most-
variations are male, while
This
the
is the most
even-numbered ones are
important
female.
part.
However, the third, fourth, and fifth colors are, as you can
Nice.
see, reminiscent of the house leaders.
That's
Those
cool.
of you who
That's cool.
played the original game will of course understand what I'm referring to.
Very nice.
The sixth color is based on Sophist,
Yeah,
who you just
the
saw
colors are
earlier.
really good.
And the seventh and eighth variations
Oh,
have
yeah,
a different hair color, which is based on something that occurs in the course of the original game's story.
Yeah, these
Did we see this variation
costumes
in
are
Final
really
Smash?
nice. So this is a switch.
Next, I'll introduce the stage. For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place where you spend most of the game, Garreg Mach Monastery.
It is.
This is how Garreg Mach Monastery is laid out in the original game. From these, we chose to have it cycle through the marketplace, reception hall, bridge, and cathedral, all in one stage.
What is that?
It's the type of stage that rotates through different areas, such as these four.
I remember how the
Let
other
me
three
introduce
look.
each of the guests
Not
that
the
appear in
reception
these
hall.
4 areas. The first area is the marketplace. I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping.
Yes, it
The guests that
is.
appear here are students of the Blue Lion's house, Dimitri, Dedu, and Ingrid.
He's standing there
Not
just doing
Dimitri, Dudu, or Ingrid. Their names are a bit difficult to say.
What?
They're largely from the
Dude.
kingdom of Fargus. Since it's a kingdom, that means they have a monarchy. For that reason, I guess you could say Dimitri is the future king. He had quite a difficult life and may or may not end up with just one eye.
May
It's
or
an
may
unfortunate
not
one,
French.
There are vendors on either side. In the original game, these are important booths where you buy all sorts of things. But
wow.
Here you can break them, you see.
Disrespectful.
If you do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right.
It's Bridge of Elder.
I wonder where people will buy their supplies now. And in the background, you can see the game.
My boy! The game.
You often pass through this area in Fire Emblem 3 houses, and you end up talking to them a lot. Moving through these areas is possible thanks to this mysterious platform.
Okay, nice.
Just when it seems like you've come to a stop,
I think it'd also be cool if you could like see the door
broken through the ceiling and slammed into the building.
Conveyor belt through it.
And the guests in the reception hall are Edelgard, Dorothea, and Petra of the Black Eagles.
Next one
Take
will
note,
be Golden
it's not
Deer.
spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adrestian Empire. And as such, they embrace their military might.
Where's my boy Lena?
Edelgard is one of the characters who is central to the conflict.
I know.
Depending on the path you take, she'll go through some terrible ordeals.
Oh no.
You'll notice there are prominent chandeliers above the stage. It's possible to knock them down.
Okay, punch out arena.
However, Byleth can't actually reach it, even though it's their stage. You can reach it with other fighters though.
Yeah, just hit them up.
So, it's nice if you can work your way up there by getting lucky and being launched up, or perhaps
Yeah,
by
just
using
stay
another
up there.
fighter as a stepping stone. There we go,
Oh,
I made
nice.
it. And you can knock it down.
It's a respawn.
Also, you can break this table. Like
Also,
so.
you can break this table.
Just like the sign that reads Furin Kazan in the Suzaku Castle stage, it can break
Yeah,
if
that's
you
what I
launch
was
the
thinking
opponent
of.
into it at close range.
Okay, so
Next
now
up,
we're going
the
to
bridge. The
Yeah.
camera rotates 90 degrees,
Ooh,
creating this
that look-
long area.
That looks cool.
It's very wide indeed.
This is the Bridge of
It's similar
Elders,
to the Bridge of
little
Elders
boy.
The
Okay.
guests are from the Golden Deer, Claude, Hilda, and Lawrence.
Sure
They
you
belong to the
belong.
Leicester Alliance.
Okay.
Because it's an alliance of many noble families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members. And Claude is the sharpest of the bunch. Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that appear in Genealogy of the Holy War, the 4th title in the Fire Emblem series. I guess once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40
not many
characters
new
for each new entry, you're bound to get a bit of name overlap. The
Yeah.
naming process must be tough. Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training.
Oh, oh, ah!
As for the bridge's design, it's just a long pathway,
They just
plain and
fly
simple.
like that.
You can expect
No,
plenty
he's
of
gone.
blows
No,
to be
he's
exchanged
back.
at the edges of the screen.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that seems
You could
like
also
the
say it's a
Starfighter.
place where the
That's
fail
cool.
knot really shines, and in this sense, I think it suits the Golden Deer perfectly.
Yeah, because Claude likes to bow. Oh, that looks so cool.
The last area is the cathedral,
Oh yes, it's
only with some
the
platforms you
church
can pass through.
guys.
The guests appearing in the cathedral are Sedith, Flayn, and Rhea. There's Sedith, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flayn. She seems to be under the protection of him and Rhea, who you can see fighting during
Did
the
he
opening
just
of
spoil
Fire
that?
Emblem 3 Houses.
Well, okay.
All three have character quirks related to their true identities.
You just said,
I feel that Flayn might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that.
yes, Sakurai, shush.
This is
Spoil
a
it.
simple area of the stage. All it has are these platforms.
Okay.
Being the last area, it may be a place where some intense battles will be waged.
This
It'll
might
cycle through
actually
each
be
location
legal
in about 2.5
if there was a
minutes.
drop off, but no, there isn't.
Okay, today we'll have a tag team battle in Squad Strike with the DLC team pitted against Fire Emblem protagonists from throughout the
You
ages.
could have put on
That'll
both
give us
teams so we
precisely
can see
5
more
players
of them.
per side.
Come on, dude.
Alright, here we go, Joker. Joker!
No!
And Hero!
No!
Gee, we really made a lot, huh? Banjo! By now, I think you know what I'm doing.
Yes.
But basically, I'm trying to defeat all 5 opponents with just the Professor here.
Is this like level 1 CPU then?
But as expected, it's going to be a pretty tough battle, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
using anything I
What
can get my
difficulty
hand
are they?
It's not going to land that easily.
I think
Uh-oh, this is
he just
bad.
dies straight away. They might just
And
remove
it-
it from the footage. So he's 100% won.
I better keep my distance. I'll use
Just
this
some
chance to
general
attack.
gameplay.
Got
Nice. All bomb.
That's scary. He's invincible for a moment here.
Okay.
Lots of
Dash
explosives.
attack looks
Ouch.
good. Kind of like shulks.
Just
Just
shielded that.
removes all your momentum.
Good one.
Keep doing it. Is that the
Like
side
this,
special?
like this,
I think
or
so.
like so.
Down
No
tilt
idea.
looks good.
There,
The-
the soccer ball connected.
Combos and whatever. It's just standard down tilts. Just got good range.
Good. There's Mom.
There's Mama. Okay.
You're in a good spot, Mom.
Nice.
Ah, I shouldn't have taken that. Gardevoir. Well, I guess no one uses projectiles.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point, it doesn't matter if Gardevoir's there or not.
Final smash. Let's go. Let's get it.
I
Come
feel
on.
like the enemy might get this smash ball. See? They got it. But I mustn't give up.
Muffs. Oh! Let's go.
I can't waste the chance.
Ah! Yeah, down smash strong. I don't know how
There's another
reliable
smash
it
ball.
will be though.
Yes, got it.
I guess it
Now.
would be a better
What are you charging up for?
Falcon Punch or something for punishing, but nobody uses Falcon Punch. Oh, that didn't kill
There's
the
still
normal
more.
smash ball. Like,
Wow.
Moths and Lucina's final smash are like always
Go on,
insta
you can take the
kills.
hammer. But it's mine.
And he won.
Although, I'm scared I might get hit with a counter in this state.
He's not gonna counter the CPU somehow! Disappointed.
I was trying to fight using Byleth's abilities alone, but what matters is that I won. Good game.
Good game. It's gonna
It
sneak.
can be fun to play like this, especially in tag team, so I think it's a good idea to try imposing different types of challenges on yourself.
Okay.
The end.
The end. So, oh yeah, I see some songs.
Now, about the additional
I know
music.
this. I mostly know the songs in
Since
the
it's
game,
from the
but I
Fire
haven't
Emblem
known the
series,
names.
we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all the Fire Emblem stages.
Okay.
There are already a lot of Fire
Also
Emblem
the
tracks in the game.
pre-existing
Our
ones.
selection this time has been made taking those existing tracks
Oh
into
yeah, 'cause it's
consideration.
already
11 songs
franchise
are
that's in
being
the
added.
game. All the DLC ones.
This includes an arrangement of the main theme in both Japanese and English.
Okay.
I hope you'll enjoy these
11
as well.
tracks, nice.
We're also adding in a new spirit board.
Okay. See this? Okay, in the hole.
It includes the house leaders among some of the other popular characters.
Leonard!
Sophist is Legend class.
Yes, I know.
Also, there's a new classic mode route, a heroic legacy, which is designed to
Oh,
let you
yeah.
enjoy classic
Classic
Fire
mode.
Emblem stages from throughout the series' history.
Nice.
The final battle is against Master Hand and Crazy Hand, but you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look forward to that.
Okay.
Now for the Mii Fighter costumes.
I'll actually use
Please take a look.
in classic mode. I want to see what he's talking about. Sans again? Let's go. Let's go, Sans. 5. Assassin's Creed guy. What? I don't recognize that. Okay. Oh yeah, rabbit. Wow. Amazing. Great. Mega Man X, nice, nice. X. I think he was in Smash Ball. So that's cool. Pixie, nice. And all of the guys from Mega Man's Final Smash into the actual game. Ooh, a Cuphead. I'm guessing he's gonna. Yeah, nice. Music track. Okay, this is cool. I like that. Yeah, Cuphead, you know, Cuphead's the guy, he's the cool guy. Like, he's the Sans of this thing, but not as big as Sans. Actually, if they keep including music tracks of like big guys, that'll be good. Because why not? I'll probably just buy Cuphead for the music track.
This time we're releasing a
Because I
Cuphead
like
costume.
having all the music.
And for those of you who purchased the Cuphead costume, an additional song will be added.
That's what I like to
It's called
see.
Floral Fury, and it's the theme that plays when fighting Cagney Carnation. I hope you enjoy these as well.
I will.
After purchasing a costume, I recommend using the sharing feature. If someone has created a Mii fighter, you can play using the costume it's wearing immediately after you download it.
Where's the Dio?
And
Where's
now,
Dio?
onto the amiibo. The color palette for Dark Samus looks pretty good, doesn't it? Dark Samus and Richter are planned for release on Friday, January 17th.
Oh yes, it's gonna be another Fighters
And
Pass,
now,
I
with the
guess.
addition of Byleth, the Fighters Pass is finally complete. The lineup was Joker, Hero, Banjo and Kazooie, Terry Bogard, and Byleth.
Very nice.
From more than 70 fighters, only 5 have been added. But I must say, this game has always been an exceptional experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on. There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there? When we add a new fighter, we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we try to offer you a whole new style of play.
Terrorist. Cool. I love Jab Jab Power Dunk. Byleth just died.
As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line. I had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice, but, well, have a look.
Oh. Oh. How many? Nice. 5. Oh, 6. 6 more. Okay. I'm very happy.
Looks like there will be one more fighter than last time.
Give Elma.
For this reason, we will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass Volume 2.
Oh,
It will be available for
2021.
pre-purchase on the
I
date
was
shown,
like,
so please keep an eye
2020.
out.
They're all gonna be up.
And now that it's official, we intend to move ahead with development. Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed.
Let's be honest.
Like last time, I'd be very grateful if, despite that, you would understand why and purchased it.
I don't care if it's
Furthermore, the new editions have already
four,
been decided.
6 more Fire Emblem characters.
Even if I receive many requests regarding
happy.
potential candidates on Twitter, I'm afraid it would be very hard to consider them.
Just give me Elma.
But I still hope you'll look forward to it. We're also including a bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2.
Rex
Last
is-
time, it was a Rex costume. But this time, here's what we have.
Rex.
It's a Mii Fighter costume for Mii Sword Fighter, the ancient soldier gear from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Even though, like, if Elma's
This will
announced
not
as a
be for sale
fighter,
individually, so it can only
That'll
be
be
acquired
cool,
as
but-
part of Fighters Pass Volume 2.
dude, if we get Rex, we should get another Xenoblade thing. It's only fair.
It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest-selling fighting game in the world.
I knew that.
Personally, I don't know if it counts as simply a fighting game, but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the
Oh,
world.
Sakura saying it's a party game.
Seems like Street Fighter 2 was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales. However, I'm not sure if this is accurate. There were 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know if that's been accounted for. Also, I don't know if that really qualifies as one game. It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is #1. Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game. I feel like it's become more than a fighting game, some sort of celebration of gaming or something else entirely.
I thought he was going to say party game. I'm like...
Also, I feel a deep attachment to the 5 DLC fighters.
Me too.
The first Fighters Pass just wrapped up, but it was decided that there will be more DLC, which means no breaks for me. I plan to keep working hard, so I hope you can continue to support us.
Be free.
That's it. Thank you.
Make your team keep working. You need rest. Well, I think that's it. Let's see. Yeah. Well, they look like they'll be fun, you know. The cool costumes, I really like those. Oh, whatever. Just keep it here on this screen. Don't really have much to say. Obviously they're not your generic Fire Emblem guys, because that would get outrage or whatever. But they look cool, pretty nice. I like it. Like with the other characters, it was like, but with Byleth, I'm like, I'm happy. If it was Elma though, you know, Elma.